Have you ever felt out of control? I know for me, that is definitely not a place I like to be, but it definitely causes you to learn, to pause, slow down, lean in, and just ask yourself some hard questions. How did I get here? What do I do next? Just focusing on your response allows you to get back a state of control. So today I want to talk about how to manage uncertainty, how to shift your perspective, and how to take back control of what you can in order to move forward in a confident and positive way. So let's dive in. Are you too busy to prep healthy meals? Do you feel self-conscious about your body and your clothes not fitting right, but you don't have time to work out? Does your life feel unorganized and messy? Do you wish you had routines and habits that made health simple, even with your busy schedule? I know, I've been there. Hi, I'm Shannon Marquita, and no one ever really taught me how to eat healthy. I didn't know anything about nutrition, so I found myself eating whatever was easy, which definitely impacted my energy, weight, and focus. That's why I created this podcast, to show you that through healthy habits and time management, you can know you're doing health right. So stop scrolling social, clicking the ads, and buying all the things. Let's grab our Americano and pop in our AirPods. It's time to solve the real problem together. Welcome home. A fresh start awaits. Are you someone who likes to be in control, whether of a situation, an event, maybe in relationships? The definition of control is the power to influence or direct people's behavior or the course of events. Being in control is a lot of responsibility. We don't always look at it that way. We think, oh, if we're in control, then we're really important. Then people will respect us. Then we get to ensure what we want happens. And to some degree, those things might be true and can be framed in a positive way, although sometimes they are viewed negatively. But a lot of times control comes from a place of fear. It comes from us being unsure and not liking what that might mean, how the relationship will turn out. Will people like me? Will the event do or accomplish what it was meant to? Control is actually a lot of times coming from a place of fear and insecurity. And that is not a place that I ever want us to function from. Something that I read recently is that anyone who is capable of angering you becomes your master. And so learning to master your feelings and emotions keeps others from being able to control your state of mind. By focusing inward, which is where true strength lies, it means that you're learning to control your response, not just responding to the world and others. So someone might do something that you don't like. Someone might treat you a certain way. And by you learning to pause and be in control of your response, that is actually such a mature and responsible way of being in control, because the more that you can control yourself, the more you're actually in control of your life. We cannot control the events of the world. We cannot control other people as much as we might try or like to, or see that they're making a mistake, or maybe a different choice would be better for them. Everyone is in charge of their life and their choices. All we can do is control ourselves, and by controlling ourselves, we are actually influencing others in them watching us in how we respond, what we do, what we choose, what we value, how we treat others, all the things. So although control can be very tempting because we think that it's going to give us everything that we want, the real thing that we need to be able to control is ourselves, because everything can become a lot really quickly. It can become a lot of stress. It can become a lot of busyness and frustration, and our perspective can become unhealthy, where we just think, oh, why is everything going wrong? Why can't I get anything done? Why am I so behind and so tired and making all these choices that are causing me to feel even worse? But really, it's important to see that there's another perspective. You might be really busy, but you're really busy with things that you chose to be a part of your life. Your job might have demands, but hey, you have a job where you're able to bring home money to support you and your family. Every time you get to travel or get a gift or have an experience, you're paying for that because of the job that might require demanding time and hours. But the choice is always there too, that if you want to change, you can. Maybe you haven't because you don't actually think you have a choice, or because you're afraid of change, and that's a completely different topic. But the reality is, don't hate the job. Be grateful for what it allows you to do and enables you to do. Or you're so frustrated because, my friends never get it, and they're always pointing out everything that's wrong, and they're so critical of me. But I would challenge you to pause and ask yourself, are they being critical, or are you just not in a place to receive what they hopefully are saying in love because they care about you? Now, I'm not saying they're not being critical because I don't know your circles. I was with a friend last night who shared about something that someone said to her that I literally kind of dropped my jaw, and I couldn't help but respond of, you need to get a new circle. And she was like, yeah, I know. So I'm really grateful that we met. And again, she was open to hearing what I said, and I delivered it with complete love, although it was also had shock weaved in there or woven in there. But if people are criticizing you and making you feel less than or incapable or just yucky, like I don't even know a better word that is deserving in this description, you might need to get a new circle, and that's the reality. But if you think you have a good circle, you probably do. And so I would ask yourself, why are you not receiving what they're saying? Well, is it with love? Because if you do think you have a good circle, then that means that they care for you. And that means that whatever they're trying to help guide you through or give you some insight to, it's because they want the best for you. And if you don't think it's being delivered well, then feel free to ask them, hey, when you said that, that really didn't make me feel good. I know you care about me and I appreciate you wanting the best for me, but when you said it, it made me feel like this because this is what I heard. And that's really important because what someone says and what you hear aren't always the same things. Me and my one friend went through this recently where she said something and I just kind of paused like, okay, I know her heart. We're really good friends. We talk about all sorts of stuff and we've been through a lot. So I was just like, what do you mean? And then I said what I had heard, and she was like, oh, no, that is not at all what I meant. And then she clarified. And I was able to say, oh, okay, thanks so much. I'm so glad I asked, because I was like, wait a minute, that is not how she normally is. I don't think that's what she meant, but like that really caught me off guard. So it was really good for us to have that exchange and be open and honest because we value the friendship, and the communication allowed us to keep the friendship strong and not walk away with hurt feelings or resentment and risk losing the friendship due to miscommunication. So I would really challenge you to make sure that the people that you love and that you know love and care for you, that you take the time to communicate well, always be open and patient, because everything isn't always going to be perfect in exchanges. We are human. But the more that we can control our feelings and emotions and responses, it allows us to be in more control of our world and environments, which strengthens our relationships. And it increases our independence and our confidence so that we can be who we're created to be and do all we're meant to do. Because if we are always walking around angry and frustrated and full of resentment and just, not liking where we are or the state of our life right now, how are we supposed to grow? How are we supposed to be loving? How are we supposed to meet new people and have good relationships and be healthy and all the things, because we just have like this Eeyore negative cloud around us? And so I want the best for you. I want you to be able to be open to new experiences and people and feel like you are in control of your life, because you are. There are going to be things that upset you. Don't get me wrong. Like, God bless us women. Once a month I bump into my car and I yell at it because, it was in the way. But those are emotions that are heightened and thankfully aren't the norm. But being able to pause, shift perspective for a minute, be grateful that I have a car, be grateful that it can take me to all sorts of places, and to remember that it's an inanimate object, and just kind of do a reset intentionally also means that you are in control of your emotions and of your state, because you're recognizing, something's a little off right now, and just getting back on track. So I hope that you are doing well. I hope that as we head into this holiday season with Thanksgiving coming up and then Christmas and the New Year, I just feel like we're going to blink and it's going to be next year. And I don't want you to miss any piece of the now, because I think that's so easy. Like, we get so caught up in the go, go, go and the busyness that sometimes we can forget to pause and actually be present. And I want so much presence with a CE for you in your life. I want you to have these memories and moments with friends and loved ones and laughs and all the things, and not to all of a sudden blink because we're already into the new year thinking about everything that is going to entail. The new year will be there, I promise. But be here now, present, control what you can, and just love the people in your life well, because you are in control, you are an influencer, and you can have a very big effect on the course of events in your life. And I only want the best for you. I hope you're doing well. If this episode made you think of somebody or a certain situation, I hope that it inspires you to take action right now. Send that text message, make that phone call, make the plans, apologize, whatever it is. Just do it now, because there's no better time than now. And I just want everything for you. If this podcast helped, challenged, or inspired you in some way, I would love it if you'd do me a huge favor and leave me a review over on Apple Podcasts. It helps me to hear from you and know how this is best serving you. And go ahead and screenshot this and share it in your stories. Tag me at Shannon Marquita. That's ShannonMarqueta. And send it over to a friend in a text who is ready for healthy changes in her life too. Let her know that this episode might serve her as well. I am just so grateful for you and would love to hear from you. Come hang out and let's connect over in my Facebook group, bit.ly.com/afreshstart, or send me a message. I look forward to seeing you back here in a few days.